What's up, everybody? So it's cool to be here sometimes as a barber to clean up yourself, get some stuff done, get a clean cut, right? However, there are some things you would like to do at home. So like, I feel a lot more comfortable sometimes just doing a quick fix to my beard or even personal grooming. So let's talk about a product that can do just both. Let's get into this concise review.
CTB, you know who it is.
All right, so you guys just seen the unboxing. So this video is sponsored by Beardscape. This is Brio Beardscape version 2, also a personal grooming trimmer as well. So when it comes to the price of this thing, right? First thing we're gonna talk about is the price. What is the price for this? Now, this is not a name that's vastly out there in the barbering world, but personal grooming world, I believe that it is out there. And there have been a few people that said they had it already that I spoke with, but this thing is just under $120. You can get it right now on sale for $115. So it ranges between 100 to 120, so not bad for grooming product, and definitely think that's a price range for a lot of us that we like to have it as, especially, you know, some of the things that it comes with. So let's just talk a little bit more into that, right? So the power and the battery life, I do like the fact that when it comes to the power, we are going to talk about the design, but the display is up here on the trimmer, and you get 5,000 RPMs all the way up to 7,000 RPMs. There are levels to it. There's a plus and minus. We'll talk about that a little bit later. That's the ranges between when it comes to RPMs. Now, when it comes to battery life, you get 4 hours of a runtime off of a 3-hour charge. Not bad. I like the fact that the runtime is longer than the charge time. Sometimes, surprisingly, you can find stuff out there when the charge time can actually be longer than the runtime. So the fact that this is 4 hours of runtime for a personal grooming option, you know, even me as a barber, I definitely like that I know that I don't have to worry about this battery life at all. In the next section, the packaging for this, right? So what I have shown you guys was like the ultimate, you know, package, you know, in a sense. When it comes just to this box, everything that comes with it, that you will get the guards, you will get the charging stand, which I actually do like the charging stand. We're gonna talk about that. You're gonna get a cleaning brush and some oil. So this is a unique grooming trimmer that I have not used something like this before when it comes to the personal grooming side, but it does resemble a trimmer or a clipper that I used to have in the barbering side. And we're going to talk about that in another video where I do a comparison, how this really matches up to personal grooming versus like barber grooming. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that. In the package, I do like the fact that it does have that blade. This is a detachable blade. It does pop off and you do put this thing back on. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely dope. Charging dock. I like this charging dock. It's not too big. It's nice and sleek. It's mad basic, but it does fit anywhere I need to, either in the bathroom or if I had another one of these in the shop. It fits just well with everything else. It doesn't look cheap at all. You know, I like the fact that it looks like a premium trimmer that is sitting up with everything else, or just on, you know, sitting at the sink in my bathroom. So I do like the fact that this thing does look nice. So that's what you have for the packaging. And also it does come with a portable travel case. I think that was dope. I'm not sure if this is something separate that you guys got to get, but that rubber grip case, man, that thing looks like everybody needs to come out with something like that, because just so happens that it tilts, falls, you could have misplaced it. It will have that whole rubbering cover to place this, and I think that is fire. So that's what I think about the packaging. When it comes to the design, right? In the barbering world, we have seen something like this before, but in the grooming world, you can probably see some resemblance of some, right? This is version 2. They already had a version 1, but version 2 is a little bit more updated with some things like the display. When it comes to the design, the display is different from version 1. You guys now can see the battery life, the RPMs, the range of the blade, how many minutes you have left on this. I believe it goes up to 240, which is 4 hours, I believe. 240. 4 hours. That's the max of minutes you will see. I'm at 180 right now, and I honestly did not charge this thing yet since I had it. So shout out to this. I do like the design. I do like these sides right here. It's like a nice rubber grip, like certain triangular hex, you know, shapes and stuff like that. Definitely like that. I like the fact that it is USB-C and just a regular charging port on this. One of the main things that really stand out is like when you turn this thing on, that orange button, the orange button is nice. I like that. I like to know that if it is on, I mean, I like stuff that kind of goes with their brand. Brio has orange in the design, so they kept that orange color in the power button. So that was nice. I remember in the barbering world, right? I would like to talk about this, is that when we had the adjustable lever, the switch, the millimeters, you know, the distance and stuff like that, a lot of us are not really used to this type of clicking, but we're used to a lever like that. But for personal grooming, honestly can say that I did not have a problem with using this at all. Definitely think it is a very okay feature to have. But like I said, even that is on the display as well, your measurements of where you're at. So I think that is fair to say that they did a good job on that. Yeah, just being honest. So it opens up to 1.9 millimeters all the way. Its closest range with the standard blade, it is at 1.2 millimeters. So a nice close shave. But if you guys do not care about that blade, they do have a blade, which I have on this one. It's called the Brio Zero. You definitely can get that online. Not sure what the price is, but I'll put the price up. But this is the super close blade that you can get for personal grooming. And also you don't need to set it. It's already set. This will not move it or adjust it at all. So once you pop this thing on, it's just set to a desired length and that's it. But it is their closest one that they have. It's just like a zero gap trimmer blade or clipper blade, but it's personal grooming feature. So we have to understand when it comes to the personal grooming side, you're not looking for something that's going to be completely sharp that it's going to bite, but you want something that's close and smooth. That's what I believe that Brio is offering you, is that you can get a close cut with a smooth touch. So that's what I think they did. But the design, I do like it. Like I said, it's comparable to something I had before. We will talk about that in another video. So just make sure you guys look out for that. It is a nice look. It does fit well on my hand. So, and it's not that heavy. The weight balance is really perfect, to be honest. Like I had no problems with weight balance with this. So also another thing I forgot to mention in the design is that it does have a maintenance reminder. It'll let you know when you need to oil your blade. Fire. In the next section, we're going to talk about blades. So when it comes to the blades, I do like this standard blade with the ceramic blade that it comes with. If you have never used ceramic before, you understand that it keeps the blades nice and sharp. It keeps the trimmer nice and cool. It doesn't warm up. It doesn't get hot when you're using it for a long period of time. So I definitely think that's a benefit, especially for personal grooming. So shout out to Brio for that. Also, the adjustable length for this is 1.0. That's what I meant to say the first time, is that it's, let me see. I didn't mean to say 1.2 to 1.9, but it's 1.0 to 1.9. So I definitely think that's a good length to be at when it comes to the standard blade when you're doing your personal grooming or for your beard. I don't really take out much, take down my beard much, but I do get the frizz that like to stick out. I got a little bit of grays now. So for those that have grays, you understand what I'm talking about. But I like to just lightly lay this down with the standard blade completely closed, and it definitely does a great job doing it that way. So in the performance section, I already gave you guys just a little bit how well this thing does cut, and I will say that I am shocked on how well it cuts comfortably. And the power, I'm not surprised at the power it being 5,000 to 7,000, but the fact that the RPMs is adjustable, I do like that. I think that if you're going to use the trimmer blade, I have used that trimmer blade, and I use some of this stuff in the shop, and I can say that it does get close without nicking. It feels smooth. That my clients have said it felt smooth, and I didn't know it was going to perform that way, but it definitely did an outstanding job on what I needed to do. I have a client of mine that he does like to get a shadow look, and I gave him a shadow look with this trimmer, and there was no problem. It didn't snag or anything of that nature. So for a personal grooming side, I definitely think it's definitely amazing. It's probably a 10 out of 10 on the personal grooming side, but even, as a barber in the barber shop, it's not a bad option to have, especially if you're just going to use it for, 1 to 2 things, and it's going to do a good job. A lot of people are sensitive under the neck, and I used it under the neck and nobody had no problems. Right after that, I used the shaver. So it does get close enough once you have that zero blade. Once you do have that, you're going to see the results of how well this product works, and especially version 2 being a little bit better than version 1. I definitely think that you guys will not be upset with this. Now, my observation section, this is just something I observed with this clipper. It could be a pro or a con. Unfortunately, this is what I will call a con when it comes to grooming. In a sense, I can't say it's a con, but something that people might look forward to that it does not do. I usually don't do this, but it is not waterproof. This is not something you could take in a shower. I really don't cut hair that way when it comes to myself, but if that's up to you, this is not something that is waterproof. And also, I have noticed, I got used to it now. It's like the more and more you use this thing, you'll understand that when it comes to the blade, popping this blade on and off can get a little tricky. But I got to a point where I know how to pop this thing back on and off. But when I first got this thing, putting this blade back on, I did, I was struggling just a little bit, but I figured it out. Not that bad, just an observation, just to let you guys know that if you do struggle with it for a day or two, you're not the only one. I did the same thing as well. So that's what I have when it comes to the Brio Beardscape version 2. This is my concise review on it. Definitely think it's a dope product. Shout out to them for sending me this, but stay tuned because I do have another video on this. I'm going to compare it with another trimmer to something that's in the barbering world that kind of looks almost similar to this, and we'll see how they both perform. So thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment below. Is this something that you think you'll pick up or not? And also make sure you guys subscribe. Be blessed.
CTB. You know who it is.